Today's Sunday, still at this March. The 19th, 2016, if I'm not wrong, is exactly this day. So suddenly, well and through this same day that I have 20 actually, this Sunday, I have done this video. If the chronology doesn't fail, I done it this morning, which were 20, March 20, forgive me please, Sunday. The clear of this, as we were discussing, and through the problems we go around, still the same situations seems to remaining and happening disasters all around naturally because of whenever we speak about feral character is exactly getting or dying for and making the best abomination for never to die if possible. Now, the clear fact of this is, I have done this video, Your Honors, you want I to tell you of this, like you already have known and were the whole of the day, like the whole before I've done, like now, saying that I will wrap down the video and just given that this all and making the same strategy of Asabar, on already we have it and we had it and we would prove it, that he will tell our chap making all around walking in the city and running to us. I were for about 16 kilometers away from the core of the degenerados, and mind control doesn't work that way, and I don't do altars of voodoo that they do and with me. Every one of them for making the supposed hero, Manska, Mansabat, and Bafor, that are Sodom and Gomorrah, pretended to be me. Now, the reality is, Kirchner's degeneration turned to saying that they will keep what I just done the video, the acknowledge and the criminology capacity and the reality, which we just spoken, and certain other that supposedly I would rob them. Clear fact on this all, you know, there were in the US, in New York City, in Washington DC, in Geneva, and trying to near Jerusalem, the bodies of this making Taylor chat for the sending as ever understanding which we were discussing and also were advanced and Volkmograms where the Hague were working about this all, making Taylor chapter trying to also hacking for corroborating what possibly to send here for the supposed criminologists that I would rob, and University of Buenos Aires and also University of DIC and UCA, Argentina, the Catholic, I would rob to them and to the Ministry of Criminology and School, College of Criminology, Government of the Argentina, President of Argentina. Now sent the whole of the information and said, se lo sacamos. Made them the forgery stamped by any degenerado forense, with a pardon of you, saying, well, what does it mean and how it writes, what were the word, fogram, in Spanish. So the other one, the same term, and also for that have done mind control and profanation for, oh, how does it, and spelled on which, and oh, that's enough to me. Das PLAUSIBLE. They done it because if we know that, whatever invention about my person are in the same class and making the same over. Further this, we've spoken about techniques. We're going to discuss techniques in another moment, if you want. And well, enjoy. Bless you so much. I hope it's been really good. And these are not the same, but classics here. The normal action toward the plekimochab is pasmaseshev. In blekimochab di paspat lekimochab. We have been watching through this problem, and the core is exactly what you see here with this all the time. Murder, murder to possess, murder, murder to acquire, and acquire for they to play the superhero. For speech, money, fame and remaining and having a business and having a story over whatever to catch around and robbing and so suddenly, with whatever the element Masonry, everybody makes a corporation, and a corporation based off less humanity. So this class of sickness is nothing like we will ever chase permission killing. While the problem in block my ferres is sensible, dus mogelijk iemand hebben sporal is pas masel, spopel besti, smarram, spahan. You know, mogelijk iemand hebben sporal is zo zeg ik masel, en blijven samen. In programma blijkt met zeer resourcesim. Ben prima hebben volgende is nog gaat zwart hebben. Bien hebben volgende zeer respond blij dat met zeshoven. Gen geen meer vast bij dat is maar hebben חיהעןלק. Is met lekker boer hebben vereend zich het blijft meer over spoor is met was parka raad gaan hebben samen. En blij meer hebben resourcesim. So, there is a very recurrent elemental. We talk of EZ-XE-MOETAZIA for the cytology which criminology delivers into will be emphasized for the Systemeta mensvari, sorry, the association which is cytometa misberstices, which is a very elemental morphologically implaced for, and I'm sorry for this weird positioning the right imbenskiv for what it is inside of the right placement, like implaced elemental for what as naturally comes the ambience. While and through, Gimorre farelkimirove, sparnikimirove, spishbatika, rabaspormasachalibios maser. Skalkimorve paradivis poradachmitlevis, osmatlevistispita, kar adaramaser. Skolibimbarves porabe farlikmi, soktush, patlemiarpat lavaspi. Slamirave poramasetlivis sonskatia pachmach lamaspon. Is so recurrently and natural, this class of MIATROEMATELOTESIC ben Gosti. Elementally. Dominion as element for mobile and mobile to purpose and purpose to confirm. And confirm at the core and core for proceed to suppress anyone. Organizing with. Is the klistasefa miar adoskar. Which if we go to the reality of what it were the favorsu. So long ago, which history had a very prints around this person, and with the Hunos situation that suddenly went around history, certain empire hitting another and making disasters all through whoever wanted only to be living and making hostess and trying to take like modern thing shares of peoples, of towns, of nations. Now, while kleki morabes paradivis sochish bandlak mikara robas patlevis osmaser. Galguan brabachman sabakliki mirabef for rabesachelgish paspatser. Masalim. Galkomat lechmi and patlet sabsma rabapar. Gimorabes parleki morabes par. Insobleki morabes ferris. Of the spats, telsiram barmaserish matim. So the kirave formatera kimorabes matlevis sochefim. Skoble kimorabes ferris sachelgivis osmaren. Spadlevis sochel gemorabes parmaser. And latica rabespojas vitara, but lefman sikablevis sochti. Robte kimorabes porabel bafes one sochel. Kirmati and vesof. Dabaram. All through this, always happened in the middle of the disasters, who opportunistically would ever provide for any class of elemental supposed further, if security or not, or any sure or insurance, well and through will be just making the element for training to and having an opportunistic, if the coin will ever be shiny at the other side of the line well and through, this would believe will ever be market for some merchandise to providing and making whatever the best ever payers. So the shletok ambrefomim, and what will be the normal instant for prostitutable reality of a person which no ever care about nothing but as a service for whatever, however, the were even then and so before. Now, Bernhabespat. Bentlike morgenbesparre visosarin bepleg visogespat lefisasim. Bongrebe plek meer refere visot plebare visogispas masebaba. Gamma reformatia blevisovive. Skoble der retach manchal visosmatiam plek oravespat. Salegimi retach manchal visosarim spa. Ben Chomarvelis man Rechovespat lesimive. Speak like him, gemores matseve. Inlek oravechvot ivispad lakim oravetsospat levismishkidika terretos matov. Selstipa repavitiki at anatsushem in bochamaple reidiger dispanashkiliancha anaspatsus. Glemanrepa duashita tediger taporesasim. Intrement lakim oravetsochispat bachni vasemade. At the referendum for MDECHMIGRAVESPOSIM, Gelikin Baravespots. Now, Klimostesepetica or Klimostesepetex, Remoplevelis Porafek, Amatliges Monashli, and Baravefogalivisasive. Skiptical and Kelkibore, Bakadivis Monteshmotlek in Baravespat, Lastishti, Ki Bigaren Fasten, Staklin Tushlam. Bongrepach manseb lidi responsetsik. An redacham you have it. Der klegi mogreserish vatach machalabam. Whenever we talk about entity, you say not only which it means a being. You mean about what it means a group, community. You talk institution. You talk of how will be. At the animal zoo class is expressed also as pack, but colony or community, entity. The clear of the plek in also delimitates the plek in Morave Ansleg die Ravespora spespat lakibat. Sneshmati kambora fachal adaspo anseslak. Gelakir pachmatan sneshim. So we say entity whenever we spoken where the plegibor masechish was bad. But at the point of anti-zeist, we are delivering the element of what it means, quality or virtue of or defect to providing at the reality of what element with normal will as capacity of reason, or even if not reason as we talk, like Sue or entomology or any other, but the clear of the PRMT for the psych capacity is one that has cognition, understanding, and proceeds as the reality of elemental, taking fragments for reason or reasoning. Animals takes fragments of reason, while the will is an element for with as normal, not for instincts, but the reasoning elemental as the being or entity proceeds like for living or proceeds about what normally survival. The man has reason. Now, Fombleki man and woman, the race human. Now, Fombleki Morvesachtin. Gollen plechmatservis forschechal abachmatserali kivisosim. Al kivorevepach matserali visforschik la kivorevepach lachatfasesh. Bergivitagmatar le kivirovasfaselevisosim. Entity will be pechtarampa ataroshik al kivirovasocheshvas. So, we say ave kul repofam baterom fispatash. Secret, para-social, Mason over hidden bingrevespocheshvasinim, making the element of plekhamachlikishvim. It's not like a part of the world, and a part of the world just, I love natures, and I have my, I don't know, I like the thing of the fly on the nice swinging and the ice with soul romance and black machaligishosim, which we don't discuss about. Nothing to refer the taste of what we provided information about what it were and the practice today, Salamangamar, for the reason of this and Blekimokavasakti. My God, no. Sorry. But okay, Bernardas Paralekishvadachlachim were a very nice fly on the smiling around and with nice eyes and the nice, very fancy winging around, whatever. Okay, Berkhamasebam Plevim. The reality, Robes Paralakim or Robesasam, as Shevam, Skelbo Rimaspat Leviseshkalipiti, so Ratika Hapoatzimot Levetashela Khodishta, Ropavem Boravasmade Deskleki, or Robespatsa Shastivive, Soplakim Oram Sevam, Eskovlagina Robeseshbeffach. So suddenly, Vin Robespora Kama Robesechashesima Blevasam. Right? Skoblegi morevesech disvasech amaplevam, eskelegi morevesech ishpat berabechatbatsti, anskelo chomaplegi masasher. In the mainnet of the crossed reason, there is the instant of cognition, and cognition delivers you into the elemental acknowledge while and through understanding what to proceed and what not. Anybody would, naturally. Fopleki morevespachar dijespat granari bismana shasivitvi. Rombapleki morevespachar tishek leki veradachmone maslipitashpat taravisasplitishpe. Ankleki morevefecheleki morevesochelekivasim. And yes, everything is being watched. What they will prove that I will rob them. The whole. I'm sorry for anyway. Skoblektin respachamats shlemika revefochelevispot letishki. Sorry. Cut it my rage. I put it the wider format, sorry. It's not much, but has a difference. Okay. For blekimoreves partichel, ambat blekimoreves podleves manach toshvita kuparat, and slekimireves partika rachale masmanas nashela kivat itinim. If for reves partlakam, Info pleki varevespatachal and sechoshmant lekimabam. With the cross-show, with the instant of elemental crossed in the line between, Ben revespachar lekima, revespachar legishpot lekima, revespachla, reveplekima, revespishbat, lekima, revespachar lekima, revespachar legisnushti gishpaki eroktivim. Then, in, through, in, out, in, with, off, and standing. So, stand by in a plech bi'archmotlevisashparim. A not latency is stand by, is waiting for the instant to turn on and proceed. A latency will be some element for the plekimoravesfachishpat symbiont or disease. Are disease anyway, at the reason for what it is ailing and destroying societies, governments, and normal living, and normal as natural human, which exists and is too. Now, Foplekimo redespaktika, redesporatishvita, ratsakamatishmitiva, restatishpatava, Apleko redachnitzama blekiva soshlach madlegim bad besim. Galpiko rimba blekimo redespanish pluka verevespad vesnoshtai inspelotti angrevasposher, inspotleki mongrevaspacher tapis sosleki matsem amblegaurrevis manesher. Galcover remasim, sorry, ispotleki mongrevaspassage, in complan, in the smatlikan boratos massive. So, semiology wouldn't be the term, but histosimotology, for what it is, naturally criminology. And what is histologically DIPREATEZEMETIA or dysmotisametics, which will be dystosimotametic. Structurally, the normal artifact for us procedure, which it means understanding, establish, theorema, to deliver the normal criteria for empathize, reality plausible, reality implausible, and element 4, root and clear, objective, mobile actors for wording and toward reality as the suppressed or element 4 victim and element 4, instigation if, induction if, or whatever EDI, the associatively elemental for what it means, organization for crime. Now, you got them all, this is the view. I done it first, and I invented this. Practically is basic sonda disclosi crispativa. Sorry for be seated. Now, skelbogramat lechmasivamat, barabetsachtisher amblevismuret mansfasimat, kelkut sivishel arabtechman mesiv, skublabdigachmat lidis for the beshuati gelpor onoptom. Spilaki robovmatia pleki arabetspot bishavach bamvat and assesh tal korenigi. Dus voor pleki marabetpachlishmat am fotsu. Kilpiara, and dat pleki marabetos Roblika marabespachleki visoshek di ramaplegmatsem blavisma. Kel giba rabesu sheblivasma rimba ansem. Kel rom baptivismot in kelfam. Getorrespi tseshlamat in kravam. So, sorry for bleati. Sporrabe flachmin and asashlimit barat. Paseleki morabesman shella kar aspectographies patlachman and soshlamita. Gelporom and blekimor response, but the shoklaki or a tochmaki, but blevitaki, the spotlemisov, shall become moraptivam aspecto shita peto beshelaka, elakul adelu alul, veruku adlik burapi adeshepushu ad subashi, rampalmeto rimbo ad telomoshmotika moramas patlevis nushki paru, geloku rost. Speliki me rabe parabe spot veshmot smati. Askeloko rabe twas stosho. Skelbe ramatlegi me rabe pas sto akara avili kishi akara adavaspot le mesmonjos tashte civiliati egelimeren bachmot masam. Eslegi me rabe parabe spinish klika be rostita adeshnomashmat kmoti. Skola kimorabefachal kimorabefachal bispachal khabatlach minas shlagimorabefachal beisavara bitaspot legimeshacham im blegimorabefachal divirafachal bismorabefachal khabatsem oblevisasam im blegimorabefachman galbakimorabefachal legisoshefsim im blavespot skelboramatplach messia blevesporabefachal legismoratasmatish lekim ba karatispo na illa cartispo nas instatim. So plegarabes por masera legismanas novespat, lekimarabepivas fetish, kelkimarabeses vetishta, kal orobes montresmiti, kilshti. Now, kamberabechmi, blegimorabefara levisochlikishvat, smaplagirchashmandresmas, kel rofachman chalivit madlebespot lekishvat nechal, an levismot renimirabesos levisoshif. Ablegi maratach machal visumatim. Zleko baraves paranapach matziv oblevesoshech lachamatan. Esledi ramatzach po mablevesosim. Shkaliko maravefach alvismotaral. Zetliki repesti shekhalachat en sochebeffmachal. Les maramsa. Skelti morgen, dus passie, borre vangen en skill bespoos, het lijkt die romatmat, en blik bierabbetosjef. Then, semiology is not exactly the coercive for what it means kishperi vesmasim, or estisometica dysprastica, morphologically. Now, Seklige maravet paralevi sport na nachtli maravet sushvad mi maravet sachling if we are in maravet sasim. What will just delimitatedly, at the blegi maravet sushvad rasmin, and if you want this, delimitating the blegi maravet paravachidi bismot bavashmot rabas viatlavesa. How can this possibly be a blegi maravet shpora chabas pa dismot achadishvua raptom raptiva? Soplebora maplech masik shupora fespara tachla kamaser maran. Anselegi merafechot kamaplech machad lechti shopla ropa rabatin eskili tochula kishvatem. Elagmira betochmatan. So shleki morafecha libispochat anselegi blaginoranto stov. Sekol kikap or raptiva karopa chamachal gibisim. Gemora maplech mansera bifochat kishvota ratacha alabispor mansera lekim. An spotsua lua karoti masmod escopatu baramadan. En seblakim oravefachbachal mitim. Is wat minnesin. Spentlakim oravefachbatzide la fosmadan. Skolaki oravefachalechemat mersi verplechbachal bisocha bitblavespacham. Ramoplek marabefech alachit lachabachlach vitsamav, galborabachal chabesochligi mishpachalaki rapochle bispotlementach miti, galbeka marabefech alachit toroshpatlegi marabefech bepatla batonoste o kamoti. Ablaki rapochalaki baropafa, inklegi marabefech adchalevi rabesach vishospetzim. Gemborabesach matem. Vorrebes paraleki verret actief voor alaki morrebet paralekische to a plako verbat van sameswa. As blagi morrebet borua shesama blagi morrebet vatlim. Is blagi morrebet was. But adluar napa gematle bitarmas paralekish vitarin. Spachele gamatzi. Blagi morrebet postar. As blagi morrebet parafes vatlim som wat paseki. Skalegi meravet mo kamasman. Tsastos. Kalbe rabat leg mi sermatos balevi. Barvasakan legi meravet ashmat legin boratofon. Legi meravet oshesi. Kalbika ravet barati samableg noshua ravet toch machal bisosle. Skalegi meravet porati ravet pachat lachis osmat lachamashet. Amper koar ravet fochal chavet lachmaser shuat legi meravet ospatsi. Ropacha machal legi meravet shmosmatzer. Adeklus. יש מרגע חופה והפלדיספל. עד השוק או שאלק, רבתיק המפלרה פוחה וחלמס פלדיס נשטוע, יתלבק אנקון המסמן. נשלק ימירים, עד סבב לוי רבי פורמת, לוי סשתיק, מרבת השפט לבשמן וסיר, שקל מרם וגץ, עד סול שמי רבתבם. נסמוסר. שקום לבר מסר, סטלי בשקרוע רבי פרפות, סנלקתי ברבי ספון מסליג, שלקים רבי פסטי תואקתי, Outlaat mirop tabu sushumo tua psychopatura. Lekin borre parmatsi able soslame robasus matlen. Ablek machavesan. Sorry. I work with too much tensions and I'm trying to let go a little bit and naturally right. We know. Okay. Famle Bergman sebable sashlik amar de povlus patlene soskativi. Galku rotivita עד לפשול, הסמד לכין, עד מרחלכתין ושים, בת למספוש ועדים מקורת בו בתובל ענד, עם בורד חבלקתי רפסוש בתמה. אנסל קובה רדחוב על בעצימות השלק עם עורבת פסר, על הסמד. אסכולה בורדתי רפרה וסחי דיסמן לה, וסמוד וסושלקי וקראתי, אנסל וקורף וסמוסם. Bishad Kiva Pavas. Aslotikam rokteralisparalakibitsin sashnamashlam en slovim en slokim moralispartbase. Slokim boratavasmanas lai vahrivismona vsusplatik and levismoralitosveslabaspat. Atlekab. Skelkimeratparalisfondivismona shvota kipohatibati nadlevit boromosmanavismalak shugelashudarof ad levinil ad estovarimpada ad smadlevikim. Soslekova redaparasis elemeplakishvut aritit visishgelaki ad masuam badlevosmoralis badavisosplik redachmachlikim. Therefore, plegim overesporashki la ravasmont vaspi lacticab rotasmont la visparatischukbadles and smadivischbadbethal. Then, discloitosology. Gelkumoravet paralivismont rahivispatel, kelmoravet parati ravaspovlevismont shalikimiravet vasmatsi. Fellow Rabbi Parati, Galiboras Paralakinisor, Skelmi Rabbi Plakinitos Matim, Camera Tushmatlikim Borat Pampara, Dalitas Madlen, Baswalin Schnegimi Rabatush, Eblikimo Rabbi Forata, Halakiva Rabatvita, Schlegimi Rabasfu, Adle Sola Shelakin, Baramaser, Antasmat. And Blefforama Plechmat, Sarah Livi Foplebira, Sochish Fadlames Baramaser, Cold Terra Parisis Nasle Schnabelak. Ad levismora beparabechal visosaklik amaravasposhi, anostu. Inskol blech hambal maser, unless me, unless kel, unless bad, less more am suvat. Kaspopti, lekimaravatosh, remoplekimaravasosir. Smot lekimaravafarish, hamaplakim boratafas pat lekimaravasfos mataravisfar lekivasefem. Gelbokem arvefach matzib, legishe pelarafach lavasmorvesam, kobles paramspi, kobles parafach machal vechpahim asavimir, in blegim arvesachim. Smon levig rabba paravesachit ishmat lakim boravefoal kivispotav, al sla marim bad levesfoam, iskop lederatushman salevikot levesforen bispasadashki. Gablekim arvefoal srelegisman vesoslap borumsu. Said that. I'm telling you one thing. The clear fact of establish what elementally it comes to clear, identified as clear fact as crime in the whole as elemental, clear, identifiable, normally as the regency which the criminology provides at the clear fact of understanding nature's entity and clear. This to be. For the plekim of Arespagalikivertishpachmachlam is fasim and is exact. The situation is until this word making what they've done, law wouldn't ever, having the clear fact of science serious and at the normal understanding which entity and nature identifiably to be observably at the point of what will be criminal and what wouldn't be for the reason of domainal. Anyway, we needed a help, and we had it. Now, Foblegi Maraves Parati, Galavesachishwab, like Moravechal, Visotlechmasim. Slegi Varave Forade Karab Dachmatzachali, Vishmotleki Maraves Foglekisospa. Atalisika Varaves Susher, Hobleki Maraves Pachaleki Visochishpat Lachmatzikishta. Fobleki Maraves Pachal Chalasma. Misleki Maraves Pachal Cheli Visoseri. And certain things which I don't like. I'm sorry. I'm going to show you and I'm going to let you know after. Skoblegi Maraves Fahalan, Maraves Pachaleki Visoti, Chishpati, Botleka Maraves Foti, Sebleki Maraves Porat Tachalachmat Lavisosim. Ashlukua Paravis Porat Piselectus Totara Tachalakimitis Matashnabatshu. Seklegi Maraves Porat Pikaraves Fachalachimit Lachmachala, Bachavitloki Vishpatach Parat and Saram. Slash Maleki Marave Foraleki Marave Foratachlach Batas no Onsheb. Lankelkova Angratach Machal Vesot Levisonste. Inskol Blegi Maraves in Shavam, Blevis Parama, Ravesosil, Kelkimo Reparavis Paramativa Blevisons Leki Marim, But what did like sim and what the normal structural were on the command chain in even Christians delimitates the reality for what it is, pyramidal structural form. Number, and ra. Vom lekim, if you want. Legma chalegi ra v'fochalegi v'sechlegi v'shosim. At the blegma chalegi v'shosim, big lekim sim, multiple, blegma sim, multiple, blegma sev, multiple bishvatim, multiple blegmat, multiple blegmatzi, multiple. Bon rabespachalekim rabespachalik, shibach rabachalek mesach vasfush. As legim rabesachli shpatlech machalegi v'sasim, in blegmat serre shpatlech sav and blegso. And blegtika rabespachel. One thing is a normal structure as the reality for working, another thing is intentional. Now, spoplekim boravet parra vesechalikish baterch mantlekim irak pichavesosarim. Pichapispan atzetes tu. Rematim. You can read. Adli kambarubi vaspetishma derma plegma seralim. Badlevisokra vespases shlevi rekteva rovashush lesevata. Ablegim rabetoch matzi, bablegim ravesish. Bodlegim ravesar, rabetot, ishkoletim ravesi, rabetpokalikim ravesi, bobleti batlevis patlika, repachim. There is the radical elemental that not only Christians, psychology, psychiatry, and elementally the observant social, clear fact of sociologists, even what as anthropologists delivers the symbolism elemental. And symbolism has the radical element for understanding the element cogniting or cognited, peaceful at Kuber. But the situation is that it's gestalt and is etched. The reality of the symbolic, the big gather, where the clean Robach Machalikisim they used to have in the Popli Fab that you can see in Sodom and Gomorrah Kirchners and hold them parties. On the Flechmaram Flechmatzi, Flechmatzer Fochatim, Bablevisoram Adlivim Bohem Boblavivat. So they used to make the Plermatsir Fochmatzi, Bablevisochab Blagi Germa Plegma Halivisim. Reba Plegmas Gelber Halivisosim, sorry for Adlekim Revispatsmaseshem. And Blekim Revisim, Revispas, symbolism. Made them ba and like a very blekim but have some reflection for reason and I am. Fublek, ropim, morepan, blevispokopespach, matim, bablevesim is a normal EYCEOTECHLETESIA reason proceeding for instocitis or instopsychis. Blenki Robert Plachman Seremi Plavespa Revisosher Rabachmach Albisoplekim. The situation is we don't live off symbols. Symbols has element of reason to understanding whenever we know which means. Of the understanding what is it. Von Rebi Kamaplegima Reve Fogalkima Reve Fogalkivasiv. Some normal elemental you go through familiarly every day. Okay, yeah, it says the arrow direction, the stop direction, the element for up direction, down direction, stairs down, stairs up, PMC exit, POT entrance, DMC gate. Okay, every day you just familiarized with the normal. Nowadays, going through any human, is it? But if I tell you, Fipo Rabis Farm, nice, what class of an art, school arts around you want to stamp my walls and print, I don't know, some deco and you don't know what it means, this CHRONOLOGIES is a genocide implies in a very element for I sent you ahead. Von revespagmatic alekim, revefogalibisoslim, Shkalekim revefogalibispagamachalbisoslibish, Kemblikim revetpagalekim revesfaslibisosher, and revesofnim. So suddenly we come and check the reality. Elements for vectorizing and elements for retracting, elements for command and elements for distribute and disgregate, and also for making dissipating of whatever view. Elements 2, proceeding about, so densifying or simply coming to at I'm telling you, you have the complete of the Blekovarvispatisha. Blekima Ravesparla, Kamarvespakalikim, Ravesfolidisasher, Piroptiva, Metalik, Merosu, Levesoslakim, Ravespakalik, Civic, Klekima Ravesparma, Klekmasish, Podlakimerem, Aplevespota, Roptiva, Ravetwachmatling, Schlikim Ravetagma, Legimi Foradivis, Tuspatar, Kolbaroma, Plekima Ravesosin, Amplikim Ravetospa, Keblekim Ravesuspa, Plekim Ravesafim, Skalikim Ravetachtelevis, Sotlegim Ravesuf, Aplegim Ravesachlikish, Patlakim Ravetachpa, Plevesafim, Skalpikam Ravespura, Plevis Paredev, Sotlikish Mater, Roptachma Plekim Ravesoshik, Ravetab, Spotlekim Ravesim, Mahativim, and the 7005 of the Pleffoblada, Ishkoplekimar, Botlevis Baser, Kolberamitim, Ravesachtish, Vasemar, Kubleven, Robaspiham, and the complete Panspi that already we were working with and you have. Now, Fedblokim Ravesachmi, you have the complete of the Pitita Epopita. Ichet is the Kimboch Amatim, and that were the precedents for the Blekim Ravesachmi. And the Masonry has the complete of the Discotegrometica or Discotichromatica. Von Ravespaglekim, Skoblegim Ravesporavespadivis, Sushlekim, Moravespa, Tastelim Ravespagli Shefa, and Kalmer Ramspasima. Now, Spoblegim Ravespagradis, Vasachalikish Masim, Moravesasam. The reality is, Dissepor Baramasi Robert Plach Mechalikim. And how possibly this will be element for making crime. Like anyone will send a Pira Poramaserikim or Ravisporalivisokmati, Blekim or Ravispachalakim, SMS, MMS, some Inspoblek, Moravesachishmi, meet me, or go to Blekim or Ravisichish Vasenim, I send you the Plovit Dergama. It's exactly the same. Now, Spoban apo Ravispagmaseralikim, Ravispagalakim, Redposvaseshtif. Sepoptika Maravepachalachmatin in Lachmatin. Slobe Ramablek Matsera before the Hibitaspat Daran Hadibinashtitimin. In Blagim Maravepaha, Talbisora Befahadisfo, the Marapa Fiu to Shotchanos. Ibarapta Ravahibitisi. Telekibikopta and Tasmatlevishographis. Skolemam Brevis Manavis Solsti, Glagimaravesosalvesosti. Skoblagim Raveforalis, Bachatikam Raveforalkivisorashvi, Ratachalchmatlachmi, Raveforadika, Lachparat, Vasushlikim, Ravefora, Firadikaselot, Ishkolatikim, Raveforalikim, Ravetachavosmonavis, Manavesoslakivitaropatim, Sladikam Ravepora Vesachalik, Visochadvisov. Estlagim Ravepachmachalimasim, but the most of the radical is inside institutions and elemental for Bin Reveforat Bachmasi Regishvat Lechmachavetosma and Salam. I am, and like we said today, once the reality of discovered and told runs to descending to murder and genocide, any other will, even at the threat, come to institutions. Our criminals and our ferals. Now, Gibor Revefermatserali, Ki Refochlecmatsinam, Shkelbi Rovachpi, Revetplachamatleki, Visishkua Ziga, Reveforanachlatmatsin, Sluarvsim, slobikamarvespolves, stušali volo kula kalaidi ram imainimidi nishtidiskivitaše kavačuatim, škačuvata baknikamarvepohali vismotlevesostidi, štibanštučuatsikamarvepatligambateškoats norombat nunan la anup, at avruptuf. Elekimarvesparlevishochmatsivaplevesustchu, atzmi. Forever black matseraliki, forever sparliki, meratash massiva shoplevishu atki, ablechumbumas man chi, that's shlishucham, barmataram. Skoblegi marave formachlegi marave sporave forade besputus ad antikrum, ad la vipora justa, aim. Soglegi marave porab tipo chola kalaram, sivishid. Overharvismat. Skuleki raporravechmat levispoteshu. Skuleki marvepab levismanabetliki, shvatakamachavel bamismanasnot koshatshu. Amblegi marveferabetaravechtivisnotashtalki maraparavam. Skolberamokler machalvisoravesil. Iblarmahavetsim. Now, Borrevet larves sirmitaves batach morashta kira borrevet plevisvetish kleki morbataramam sarobatikam borrevesucha blivisot levisoshkato repetivi adlekim merabach motasnot shotchoa vikchua mut gammavam. Skalgarava plevistoshtam chavlevim batlas maret anshta shuut birapipisht amin. Skolebirada poroti ad leviparebetas mosa shel aden plaram batlekimora respons tashtala eforabi karembet mitish lishim. Skoleborad fachmatsikal chabach chunushti itzara ako buravima askalekivora fuchmatsash mit shiatsi akalko roparavi batikishti. Slekibarar fachman afsman ashkatsha atser, elbokira pochman besmi. Adlek ontchobashte, roblaki morave forbatira pachman sebeblevisoshmaktika maravasbu ashvabese shiremitim. Boramatera likishni biachar pofat, slek maravetoshpat lachan, vaspat mesoshladispat. Akleki marapafatechtetchea tia poorast. Lekaliki mirabat Moshe shmalseshu shwati beroba rafini at latshchov af leyanak arom stuff. Geshpachliki maramav. Then, is that clear? Bechamopleg masereshvatlach matzinim. And the diverse ben ravet formatzer aliki ravet sporeshvat machabel vasis ishtit tzama ombarim. The shloki rabasam. What puts in orders them condition for ego-phalic, ego-hysteric, or hystasic, bin repoch matseraleki verove farati kamaretachlach v'soshlasim, repoch mira v'chalivisosmavim, which these all are. So, egomaniac, phallic, the narcissus, for the blekim borave formatire vechlekish, which it's a spatsimir, further for Narcissus to be understood is the blokim borave paravet poseshev borave parmachal givisochnim, like we discussed today at the outrage thing. Like the words at the denominatorly on this wrong way to expressing as well. So, outraging the denominatorly. But the terminology for the plifol undisputed. And why would this implies the element for dirmotlechavish while are terrible words to say with no elementally normal use and expression for which this last will ever be. This is en motisonetosolek. that we were hearing all through while this were sending the bikablim. So you read Gilberam biforam bispati roshvasinim. It's the same that saying Periptama blekimorevis matashi porat divarmasi bim. Oh, excuse me. So suddenly, Atsua blekim morave formatsela and blekim morav fachmansi blaves pasashive. Realities. Forgive me, please. At the clear of my day, I am in a mess. Alright, well, this is insufferable. Forgive me, ask you. I'm sorry. I am sorry. To making a conclusion, I had a very problem and because of the battery. My infrastructure about this masonry making me coreless humanity, like we know, robbing me and obstructing and reducing my research, normally for, it's me, not him, and the rest all we know. Now, Foblegi Maharaj Parati Gal Hadachdi Vishpat Lakama Rechal Vishpoti Shvatachamacham Blengir Formatzeliki Rabospoa Gevisposlishmati Kan Hovachmats, then Blekim Moravis Paravis Poralishmiti Rabachvat Luat Blekim Ravisusplaki Rapat Pasish Rabaramatlekim Rabachua Plevisusplaki Varfachala Asmarvisuslikishati Rebachma Lakim Ravitushmat Laki Fochmat. Then in Lebekir Foralekim Ravisocheshpat Lakim Ratsasiv Ilach Machan. Once this elemental, like we were understanding, found all through us while Yeshua, Il Kaiser, with Antivasu and Vrostor from Egypt, then, were making the Bleki Mohares Paradish Patachachti Ramospag Machadesosim. Before Yeshua were a Blekio Ravish Pagmasefish Vasenimirim. At Sebokti Gamarav Fochalakivisef. Cleopatra came for the Bleki Mahavesveshach Lechmasinim and making exactly the same. Now, for Bleki Ravish Parati Gamaravesushika la Kiborat Tabaravos Matevisus Lagish Mahavet Tochmati. And said Bleki Rav for Bechilis Mashavashmoti. Rarity. Skeleki Rav Formatsil, Bleki Rav Focha Bispata Salak Shkivitzi. Atzitlikim Raforamas Farachalachpatachti Shvitachati Shvitarim, Soblegi Mahavaspochtikim, Svadavesoshmetim. Ablekin Robarat Param Svatsim, Ablevesoslikim Ravespoch, and Selmosam. Evidently, there is further, anybody will ever just have as reason point to simply having the clear elemental factibilities about what is the possibility. This also giving a black measure for a rich for a kilisef. So impossible for but the understanding will be and it's what is happening and doing for the making the site, hosting, threatening, enemy within, remaining, studying, watching, having the clear fact of the Bleki Boravich Paravich Bat Pesashvim at Levitan, Shkeblechamaseravish Pasmasin, sucking people off, I'm sorry for this term, Gimorevechevish Pasinim kidnap. And from there, Ben Rivich Boravich Sechish Batechmachadigivosim, whatever the condition of them, ego-phallic and ego-histasic. Vorhabet plachmasirisch porave chuba blikimiroves verschieden, ben blikimiroves paras pachadikis betachotses matashmos challenge panditzim. Spoleki morave ferropleki moraves paratishkal tachal and divisosivisher. Anselikuwa reformatsacha diklikishpataran chad bismot in levi rombat bit. Asekol chal achat anashmosh miti. Spoliki reformatarasse halegimisova fishmon vaperadis bisvideshkiti vertura matmas mesput adlakimir. Ablagi reformatsilaki virovashput levi kamporativa ansashmotiv. Socholu. Ablaki maravessim. Skoliki maravefechot laki reforadishmot lakim baref. Gelforadich paratach adach lachish parati vispatech. Ablaki moravefechalki maravispatach halchan nashmat amboravispi. Leki moram chalvesumav. Not elemental, not disclosemic, not illesevic, not dismesental. Fobleki moraves paraliki miretishkal foraves poratasmat levisosimichel. Chupa pleba kuvari bismat besoslagivi. Retachmach halginisen. Demanding the orders as the commanding as non-convincing, so I have the moraves parashvetika moraves samir, and at the acknowledge of criminals and what sickness, and saying meanwhile and cut to respect me because of I demand. Skolbleki moraves parabishpatach alkimiratispatach libismotach visostin spatlakim reptigrave foratika sechal and while and through bankidigrave cholach bishvim sebablevisim gelmoramat. Spotlek moravi parabesi chishpasim bentleki moraves paralaki ravesoch vishpalvesim. Big kopleki moravesach hashvasim. One element for what it can be. 14 megabytes. A simple DRMT file on what it is DVD format for script BRMT. Once decoding is 3 bytes for the pleki moravesach hashvasim in plachmachadespasim. With the whole of the conspiring spinach elements for view, no understanding, and any other witchcraft from EITMC, which we developed. And it's exactly what day 6 with the we done first and belongs to us. So making abominable crime and the generations and playing the glorious ones. Onda blikamarin boblevi baranesparri kivisho repavi maravisachim vaspa. Egypt were permanently icon for these abominations. The root is the blekivi repafatuf anshpedan. Egypt were the cradle for the whole of the abominables all over blek maravisachishvasim and still gives the same, except for what today called nation. A lot of victims all through. Foblegi maraves paratikish patach machalo baplebospuut shlak repliki miravet paraves sospecini. Ablegi maraves paratispa sospotin. Bablegi maravet paratish matsia bleve foradi vismataves sostin. They want what Adonai gives and needs to possess the blessed, and what is spiritual connotatively element for they to possess and submit and make the but in law and criminology in a court, if you don't have corroborational, tangible element, what is spiritual? Element 4 they call science, and I call reality. And reality is already plausible, tangible. We developed. Now, Skobleki marave farati kamara respogleki shvatech matchi bispatecham balaki mirovasuspat bleki mirovisvasivishe. Between and through, crime is established and shown and proved. The thing is, delimitably, no line crossed and fences for dangerous sickness entities, the best ever far too unreaching and preserving what it is meant for as a reality, 2 orders, welfare for the best ever as social, as institutional, as governmental, as element called entity nation. To be ever, not like atim morabesachnim, but entity for what it means, da lingreve foravis foralikifasim, in borrev machatasmat. Each individual is a person, not the cat's bag. We don't do it. And we don't treat peoples this way except to be feral, which neither cats. But further, Vombleki morabesacheli bisocha maseshvasam. Skobleki morabeferikish bitarefach matsecheli bivospat to shak, roptika morabeferikish bitarefach masveglinis nishki erab to baran. Sobleki morabeferiwatika chatchaleshech machable bespotbesesh. Skobleki morabeferioktaral karabeferikish bispocha machal besmosinim. Slenko barabeferi dimachabesasher alaki morabesach bisof esmad lebisimire. Ambleki morabes barabes baratachut mostes givitash. Ansa bobleki morabefaspan ansa blimir. Skol shul ak aborabespat esmoti koshech anamanspa. Salsmoti. Replachni rebeforabis paralekishasim. Gemarim. That development for what it is segregational, xenophobically, elemental for any as whoever is called, to be the healing around and for the objectively element focused to proceed about less humanity. You see it with me, you see it with Israel, you see it with the Jewish, you see it with the people that are fighting, which are then presumed rights for taking and saying who will be and what will be, like merchandise for any commercializing they supposed superior will just proceed about and attach them ornamentary supposed rights for life and determinately supposed superiority and perfection. For bleki morabef parvespika ratika chalvachmotsechi bishpat labesmatire Poravi barabespat lekimiretish patachma in salablavesoshviti. Keboravi formati amblavesporaviti. Supad aparupu patika amashlekimarvesof. Esochmatim. So, if I tell you, Pangrim baramablim barabespop levisma, Ankoti bachnim shti borepas bi na'anlikim. Borepispov shnil keram adnikatsi שחב"נקיהיא שקלרפה צומאפורם איבצילישקי רום אנסר או ערבי משתשתה כל אורה פנסטי חנסטימבן סואק אוריביס מסתשתי אינקל אינטים בו רטיספם תציקה חום אנסה בעלקי שניר סופרפדה Kambavaret parmasera lidis porabe rechmat massage vi en plaki porati mospati sish im bo aram ta et si lak rofi rematse religiof amphibit sporen esma tel chol in kavaroves patishu en plaki maraves poros chol at besoshe bikaraves shafim en plaki maraves masam but Gadli kamau revis da zu ashdimim bo refemin ilak se respivosivim akilak si motlikish ambu rivat pa ansevimit selachalisha milad boref anemes imbikat su ushki la atsi mor avemasi shlarali itzalish Corredisma se lambada. Beredismo fancy bilan khatsi belak. Aufermatsi vishmaka retisi osmo et sivi. She galki more masmin bebachives monshel kuatrivsma vi ikafa bilak and chumavim. Hebelbler masechet shvitzi. Rablakim arabespagale bisoslakim aratas matzishev mivimiv. Skoblakim arabespat. Seklika arabessheka arabespach matziva plebasmate besirisht. Amblakim arabesporatis marat ashkuat sibatashtu. En klakim arabesmasim ablebasot. In kalchon kildarin kishkivi beav rofim. Skablakim arabesofishvat masela. Bermatsirami gesteld. It's true. Even for Farmasim, I'm going to possess and I'm going to show that I have the acknowledge and the domain of the possessing domain because of will ever possess the spiritual. And knowing and understanding, I'm going to put over and I can handle that in the whole. And I can be superior, showing that I make my purpose and I would be superior, making an alright for whatever to choose. And upon this, and also coming with this if I want, we would run. And proceeds to make words, understanding, knowing, and using anything, and saying they would be superior and supreme. And at the focus, not religion, but understanding, all virtue, person, worthy, and especially if there is something revered and understood and studied, identified, which it means, and it's not a joke. So playing the divinity, the superiority, and the supper, and anything for, even die, until the last ever elemental watch around and the batlikim arabesishvasim, if any other, even that and scramble, they tried. The price, like we were discussing today, is element for ablegim arabessim. Who defends us or defends? Sorry. For the reality of the ablegim arabessim, what is the price? What is the treasure? At the normal understanding, at the reality, in a very emergency, even having whatever at the hand for trying to avoid to be ripped out or destroyed or lost. And the treasure, the price can be anything, not only what it means, element for materially patrimony. The patrimony can be human, can be a family, can be a group, can be a squad, can be tribulation, crew, can be community, can be nation, institution, government, can be a friend, can be a wife, kids, can be the love, can be the normal fighted all through a life and earned with the best ever working and trying to give the best ever to preserve the normal as it means patrimony acquired by making the right. Can be the reality of the simplicity of what earned all through what a normal person will ever just go around life. And even whatever means immediate as a person or directly criminal. For the diversities and the normal as the person has the each standard delivers at the clear fact over this, but the worst of all is the price to defend whatever the elemental for always keeping like immaculated divinity for any cost, anything, whatever around, however, whichever, whenever, and even genocide if necessary for. And the problem only serious because of this is not a class of elemental psychiatric state and compounds whatever elemental all psychiatry you want, but not at the point for poor one, sorry, but actually, as we understand Gestalt and Egypt and Rome, seeking the way to trained, formate, and superiority, having the state of best ever elemental, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to proceed. Meanwhile, the whole information and elements and whatever to be for Meanwhile, Troya, the horse, in the whole of the ways. Now, you can talk of Bravita, the whole of the ways. You can talk of Chernobyl, Gambav, in the whole of the ways, which were not an accident. Example. You can talk of Bafan, in the whole of the ways, and it's exactly meanwhile. So, the normal, natural, face-to-face, you're lost. If you don't have the best ever supporting, because of our not alone, always has predation team for. And uses anything, even and especially playing the divinity from the sinisterly sickness and abominations, whatever this be. Power is them core and them foundation, called for whatever this elemental to playing at the I domain, and I suppress, and I destroy, and I murder, and that will be being superior, and having the practicity for intelligence or smartly deliver the development for the proceed about making as predation, with still remaining like intact element 4, and delimitedly like untouched. Power is them incomplete, and they understands power at the how to anybody suffers vulnerability, destruction, fragility, and death, and they to preserve the condition of what I say to be, and remaining while and through, blood will be exactly the ground all through glory of them. Skobletera beparalisech masoshlim. Atleki baralis pateshka barbasoch madleves masera. And bleki maralis fesh hamseram. Blearim baralis paget baralit lovisma tachesis pasecheshti. Kemasam. You can see them naturally psychopaths. And, like we said, are DIPLETED megalo, ego, phallic, ego, hystasic, maniac, biablevometica revespachnim. Pharaohs. And it's exact. And it's what Hitler were and provided to the whole Nazism, and Nazism itself serves. And before, Alliance Rome Empire, and before Persian, and before Hunos, and before and before Shopavan, and before and before Mingolom Mongols, and before Egyptian, and Saddam and Gomorrah. At the plengi ravi formatsicha, the blachavis shechimatzim, you can make in the plegi maravis paradivis sochlakish vasecham, and blefsim, all through archaeology, all through dissotinology, all through mystosology, and all through mythonology, and all through klebomysology, and what is anthropology, from the whole of what we discovered and brought at the acknowledge until Criminology. That's making a new career. From Blakim Arabesechli Kishbogaraklakim, Unisorology. From Ramatlekim Arabesechli Masonology. Nasilology. Vormatsigalakim, sorry for this. Hitlerology. Vorrabesim. Sucks. Alright. From Blakim Arabesechli in Sorum Ablemasechli, sorry for that. Blakim Arabesechli, Roblevi. סחבונקיהיא, שקובלקם מחבצפחליקים וחבצחליקים עושבם חובלפסמצי. אנסחה בפלגמחושבחליקים מחבצחבל, וסיביס מחצ'שפוסמיטלינגה חמצים אבא. סחפלה רבפוחליקים וסחשפוסח אבלה וסוסים. So, klikim barrefori tamachidishpa and Kavasosen. Klikimin revespa and Fost. Skalegi Ravaforaman Tachlegesen. HTTPS PDMC. The completeness of the second video to DPI, DPVOP, DPVAM in Tom 643 DMCT Criminology Part 2 Flekimoravis Barravisatin Shkobleberamative Spuaplekan Boravspi Maspashta Arative Sotaloka Roveshicham Aplekim Middle PDIC 443 Team Song Binkap Team 5351 Middle Sys Middle EDIC 5.90 System Recall F6 7 8 2 and 18 for the Plimva last and HTTPS www.odmcit F4342 the cąmb<silence> DIC PICPOT PMI C4 C4813 Middle Seas ECIC 881.90 systems recall the same like before and what right in the before phonetics right at the Hebrew. Normal traditional Hebrew at seen on phonetics. Ferni faradet plachidisosh, kalgema plegaram, chavispatlitim shpochem at the scene at this, like I mistaken, sorry, Sunday the 20th, March 2016, and I am ending this right now here in my address in Buenos Aires, 2148 ahead. Bless you so much, and let's with the chemosotology. Oh my God, this is we were discussing other class of gartology or gartorology, something around, or lyserology. The new species is, we gotta be careful. Sorry for this, and Criminology is a very nasilology. So Egyptology for the reason of the reality, not the but watching what were criminals and abominables with the pardon of victims. Dinosaurology. So sorry, we are not, but the reality is pharaohs. Symptomatics. Okay, forgive me the cynicism and blicking Harabes Params, bless you so much.